Hello everybody, and welcome back to 5 Minute Crypto, the channel where we cover the most important crypto news in just 5 minutes, back again with another crypto update. And today, I want to mostly enlighten you as to what I think this latest move in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and whatnot actually meant, as I think it's quite obvious, but I think a lot of people are not made aware of this situation. So for all of you that do not know, the most important key figure for Ethereum was roughly here, at about $1,040 per Ethereum. That's mostly the case because one very big hedge fund had this situation going on. This wallet, tagged as a 3 Arrows capital, which is the capital that we were talking about on Nansen, has been aggressively paying back off debt against its 23,000 Ethereum or 264 million position to avoid liquidation, with $198 million worth of borrowed assets against it at a 85% liquidation threshold. A minus 11% move in ETH to $1,024 liquidates it. So that was information that was public a little while ago. And you might be wondering, well, but why didn't it get liquidated right here then, around June 15th already? Or rather, why didn't the prices move downwards like crazy the moment that these prices were hit? And let me tell you guys a really fun story. Exactly around this little time span here, the Chainlink oracles weren't working properly. And for most DeFi protocols, they utilize Chainlink to basically catch these actual prices. And let's say that for a, let's say 10-minute time span here, Chainlink did not update the oracles properly, or there was some wrong in the input basically from the provider, then it could have been that some people actually did not get liquidated because the price just moved back rather quickly. I always like to suspect that a lot of these moves are made to liquidate more people to get the wave towards the downside even more, even though in this case it was surely not backed up by actual volume. Then again, here is where we see the first time that Ethereum actually broke below 1,040, where there was an instant wave towards the downside, and that's one part of the story. I talked to you guys earlier on my other channel, which right now has a couple of issues to it. If you want to know more about that, check Twitter. That we are basically breaking some 6-year-long trend line. When I said that, I also explained that over on a weekly time frame, you can observe the exact same situation. I think I have it open on this chart right here. Over on the monthly, again, it looked really bad because it's such a big breakdown. Over on a weekly, you can see that it's not necessarily the craziest thing just quite yet, because also in March of 2020, we had this type of scare, where the price can come back up next week, for example, without things being too wrong. Then again, over the next 48 hours, we're most likely going to see this close below, and that will also most likely be our first big breakthrough to below this line in 2 years. However, the most important analysis has nothing to do with that trend line. I honestly think it has mostly to do with the previous tops of the previous cycles. We can see all the way back in 2020, towards the end of the cycle, and actually 2017, 2018, the top of the most, I guess, well-known bull run of 2017. Those prices are what we are hitting right now. And actually, the moment that ETH also got below 1,040 is also the moment that Bitcoin spiked below its major threshold of the top of 2017, 2018. Together with the fact that altcoins are in the exact same predicament of right now being at the tops of 2017-18, but it is looking as if it's going to break through since it already fell slightly below it. We've also fallen below a major EMA. It's actually the 200 EMA over on the altcoins, which at the end of the day is the strongest EMA that we usually consider. And the fact that we fell below that and are now going to get our confirmation as this week is going to end is definitely not that positive. I actually shared on my other channel a couple more theories and a couple more parts as to what's going on right now, but let me just tell you guys one thing. I am buying the dip like crazy. I don't care what people say. I don't care where you think the price is going to go. I'm honestly happy that I'm able to buy these cryptos at a significant discount from where I could have at one point bought it at. And even though I do consider the fact that because of this big recession that's coming up, that even cryptos will move down further until it starts to really pick up the true utility, I'm going to be trading it. And in this case here, we have a $8 million competition. It's actually pretty crazy. I sometimes share this information with you guys. Let me quickly take. So for some reason, sometimes when I press my pause button, it doesn't work. So like now, for example, I'm pressing the button and it doesn't work. It just keeps going on, which is why sometimes you might hear like a little awkward pause because I'm thinking, hey, I'm going to pause it, but then it's not working. Little side note to that. However, the $8 million competition over on Bybit, it's basically a trading competition, right? You can join by using the link down below. And as I've stated before, it's a big trading competition where we basically act as a team, and it's about every single person basically in the team acting on their own, even though we are a team. Meaning, if one of the people in our team does really well, the entire team can win. And that could also basically mean that the entire team can, win something that will be split over the team, basically. Let me just excite you guys about it a little bit. Also, check out Bybit purely because of the crazy bonuses that you get. But long story short, I am buying this dip. I've shown you guys a couple of pieces of info lately, but let me just quickly explain again. A lot of whales are buying this dip. A lot of people are trading off their crypto right now for fiat because they're too afraid. But the big institutions, the bigger billionaires are not really doing that. It's just a story that is being told to you. A lot of this stuff is manipulation. Don't be too fearful about it.